Okay, rock and rollers, we're back with another episode of Beer, Rum, and Rock and Roll.
Indeed we are.
Yes.
Rum in hand.
I'm Randy. Across from me, as always, is Beau.
Hey, hey, hey.
How you doing, man?
I'm perfect.
You're perfect. No big sigh today.
No size.
Awesome.
No size. Working on a film. Finished
Yeah?
the score. Sounding great. Really loving it. Love technology because I got a bit of a little homage to Pink Floyd and Gilmour
Oh, nice.
with the tone of the guitar in this score. And I have this technology that is basically amp simulation for the studio.
So you can
portion.
sound just like them.
Well, they got guys that have these user banks that they dial into all the presets on this technology to create the tone as best they can.
That's
It's
cool.
almost a competition.
Wow, that's
because
awesome.
there's a select, bunch of guys that post these presets for this unit so that you can sound like it. It's all in the hands, but I mean,
Sure.
the tone gets close, especially if you're trying to do something like this where it's a little homage to
Right.
the sound of it,
So if you want to sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan, you just hit this button and that's...
Well, it gives you kind of his guitar amp kind of combo
That's
tone
sweet.
and stuff like that. Van Halen, lots of them,
Right
lots
on.
of massive Eddie Van Halen stuff out there, like ridiculous amounts, right? And you can just download it to your unit and then just plug in.
Cool.
It's pretty cool.
Right on.
Anyways, yeah, so I'm in a good space, man.
Yeah, me
Having
too,
a rum
man.
and having fun.
I always enjoy sitting here with you, man. Mm-hmm. You know what? I got a little bit of feedback from Mom.
Your mom.
She told me to stop swearing so fucking much. That's not a quote, by the way. That is not a quote. She was like, I'm listening to the show and, God, you swear a lot, hey? I go, yeah, I kind of noticed that too. So I'm going to try to fucking calm that down. I'm going to tone that right the fuck down.
Oh, you're in the bad books right now.
Yeah.
I think there might be another discussion coming your way from your mom.
Oh, man. Okay.
I can't filter like that. I can't even do it in front of my kids.
Here's the weird thing with me. I don't swear in front of my kids. Ever.
I try not to, and I don't think it's a natural thing for me, but when it comes out, it's so part of our world in our house, and
Right.
it's almost taken the impact of those words down a notch,
Right.
where fuck is okay. This is where we're getting some debate, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It happens in our house, and we don't have a swear jar and
Swear jar.
do this kind of thing. It's the way I communicate.
I don't even think about it, and I just don't. But when I get here or around my buddies, that switch fucking goes on. I don't
Right,
understand it.
right.
It's weird. Okay, man, let's get to it.
Okay,
More concerts coming to town I want to talk about.
let's talk about them.
Okay, John 5. You know who John 5 is?
Love John 5.
Oh, dude. So he's touring right now,
Yeah.
and he's playing Dickens Pub.
Really?
He's playing a bar in Calgary. This guy,
He's
if you don't know,
amazing player.
he's played with Manson for years, and then now he's been with Rob Zombie for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So he puts on a great show. He's always made up, and he's a rock
Got his
star.
face painted and all that. jazz,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're gonna hear instrumental. You're not gonna hear any singing.
Yeah.
But this guy, and he doesn't just do metal. You'll hear chicken picking, country.
Right.
This guy is unreal.
I just watched a video of him the other day doing this chicken picking type of thing with just a kind of a small little kid and a bass player, and it was
Right.
just and he had his paint on, and it looked so
Right.
surreal, like it was hard to understand what I was watching here.
Right.
And it was awesome.
He can play anything.
Man, he can play, and it's effortless, and he's
Yeah.
got a style thing. It comes off as the macabre, or if that's the word, or
Well, that's his show, his shtick.
his shtick.
Yeah. And he plays a Telecaster
Yeah.
exclusively, which
Right.
is interesting for your gearheads out there.
If you ever play a Telecaster,
It's not the coolest looking guitar.
it's not about the cool. It's about
Well, for me it
how
is.
it feels in your hands. And a Telecaster
Wrong.
is one of those things that just you want to play it. You don't
Wrong.
want to put it down.
It's better to look good than to feel good.
Okay.
To
And,
quote
and I like to hang it at about here.
To quote David Lee Roth.
Just about here is good, right just below my chin.
I see.
I look really cool.
Yeah, not to pick on him. He does play a little high, like Morello does too.
Not as high as Morello.
I wish the guitar was lower, but
Yeah.
whatever. Hey, we're nitpicking now. Anyway, March 29th, he comes to town.
Perfect.
His opener is Jared James Nichols. Have you heard of this guy? blues rock, nothing like John 5. Sings.
Yeah.
Unreal, this guy. He was in town for a clinic not that long ago, too. Anyway.
What's his name again?
Jared James Nichols.
And where's he from?
I don't know.
You don't know.
United States. So.
But he's touring with him on the whole tour.
Yeah.
He's
And this
not
guy,
looking
look him up. Unreal. So you're getting two completely different styles.
How is this guy young or is he?
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah.
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 And it's $25. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want?
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Yeah. Next.
Next. Original Scorpions guitarist, Uli John Roth.
Oh.
Do you know who this is? You do, of course. What am I saying?
Yeah.
This guy is an insane player. Mm-hmm. He was coming to town, scheduled to come to town a few months ago, and he canceled. And I'm thinking, this guy's never coming back.
Right.
He's coming back.
Okay.
He's playing, okay, I've never heard of this place, so I got to look at the name. The Country Line Saloon on April 3rd. I'm like, where is this? Apparently it's at the TNC.
Yeah, that's right by my house. It used to be called the Country Road
Like,
Saloon.
why is he there?
So it's called Country Line?
Like,
Okay.
what?
Yeah.
This guy's
Oh, yeah.
amazing, as you know. He's got that cool, it's hard to describe his guitar. It looks like a teardrop. There's no cutaway at the bottom.
Right. So
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, he has more frets.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's insane what this guy does.
Yeah.
So if you're into guitar music at all, go see this guy. Here's the shit part of this story. Both those gigs, I'm in Mexico.
That's too bad.
Oh.
I'll do the reviews on that
you
one.
need to do the
Yeah,
reviews.
gladly.
And here's
Yeah.
how crazy I am. I would rather go to those gigs than go to
Go
Mexico.
I don't blame you, man. Every time I've been in Mexico,
man.
I get sick, and I every time.
I never do. It's still I'm choked that I'm not going to these gigs.
Okay, well I'll have
Can you
tickets
go
and I'll
for-
be going. I'll be going.
Can you go
for
for
sure.
me, please?
For sure. I'll be
And-
sending you photos from the venue.
Oh God, yeah, you're going to be sending me clips, and I'm going to be dying.
Here I am at the Country Line Saloon.
The third one is Alice in Chains. April 12th at the Grey Eagle Casino, they're doing the Canadian tour.
Right.
So that's cool, supporting Rainier Fog, which is a good album. It's not great, but it's good.
Right.
So that'll be cool,
Yeah.
right? Small venue.
Yeah, that casino vibe.
Yeah, that casino vibe, yeah.
Yeah. Get your tickets, kids.
That's right. If you like rock music, there's really no excuse to not go out and see this stuff. Everybody bitches about the world of rock and how rock sucks. Get out there and support these guys, man.
Okay, so that's what's on the agenda in the rock community here in Calgary, Alberta.
That's right. Okay, next thing on my mind. You mentioned him already. Mr. David Gilmour. Auctioning off at Christie's auction in New York City.
Oh, I know.
120 guitars.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
If you got the money, get a piece of that. I mean,
man.
why wouldn't you?
I saw this video. He goes, see this acoustic? And he's playing it. He's playing Wish You Were Here. I wrote this song on this guitar.
Right.
This could be yours. I'm like, what?
I know.
What?
I know. But it's an auction. These things are going to go for serious dough, for serious collectors and serious
Yeah.
lovers, and they have to have the dough.
And those bids can get insane. So,
And they're going to get insane.
yeah.
They will get
well,
insane.
that black Stratocaster that he wrote all that 70s, early 80s stuff, he's getting rid of that one. What's that going to go for? Like, I couldn't even guess, honestly. It just takes the right buyer, right? That's all. You got to, who wants it the most? And why not,
Yeah.
right? I mean, these guys aren't getting any younger. Why not? Somebody's going to have that, and maybe, hopefully he doesn't just hang it on their wall. That's cool too, but maybe they'll write a song on it. Who knows?
Anyways, I know it's happening, and it's going to be awesome to watch.
Okay. Kiss.
Of course.
Every podcast.
Of course.
The Kiss End of the Road tour fired up.
Yeah, I had a buddy in Vancouver that went to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you look at the footage?
I saw photos.
Photos?
Yeah, like
Wow.
of him at the venue. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
kind of thing.
Oh, God. I was all over it, as you can imagine.
Okay, I didn't go and look at high quality or
Oh, shit.
whatever, right?
The production, it's insane. It's through the roof. It's an incredible production. No two ways about it. Right?
And as if it wouldn't be.
Right. The bar is high. It's not like they're the only ones out there doing a high-end production anymore. So the bar is high, whether it's Metallica, Motley Crue, whoever. Apparently octagons are in. So there's this...
We're back to 80s, yeah, with that vibe. Okay,
Sure.
octagons.
So it's an octagon-shaped video screen, huge.
Okay.
And then there's these small octagon-shaped, I'm going to call them pads, video pads. A whole bunch of them. I don't know how many, but there's a bunch of them on the ceiling that move up and down, and they all have video on them as well.
Interesting.
And then there's, of course, pyro out the ass and lasers. And I mean, it's just like when they first come out, it's like just a bombardment, right?
Yeah.
Which you expect. It's Kiss.
Yeah. It's not just the curtain drops, you know. There they are. It's we're gonna blind you. We're gonna do a lot of things.
We're gonna blind you and make you deaf. Exactly. Yeah. I think every concert should have a curtain. That's a sidebar. I love that when the curtain drops and boom, it's on. Anyway, so the production is great, and I'll go with the positive first. Paul Stanley looks unreal. Like he's like Mick Jagger to me.
Yeah.
His whole life is based on that 2-hour show.
Yeah.
He is super fit.
Yeah.
Man, and he doesn't have, he's not hiding behind what Gene's hiding behind. Like, he's showing some skin. And his arms, like, he looks amazing. Another thing I thought that was cool, actually the coolest thing, because the production is going to be huge, is Sam the Serpent made a reappearance. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Do you remember in the 70s, Gene always had that snake dragon-like thing on his side of
there
the
was
stage?
A name for that?
Sam.
Sam.
Yeah.
I see. I didn't know this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sam.
He's back.
Oh.
He hasn't been back in I don't know how long. There he is. I thought, hey, that's a cool throwback thing. I thought that was very cool.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Negative.
Here it comes, kids. You know what's coming.
I realize they're old, and I realize they got all that stuff on, but the energy coming off the stage, there isn't any. They're just lumbering around. And Tommy Thayer, who's, quite a bit younger than Gene and Paul, this guy has zero stage charisma. I'm talking none.
Yeah.
And the set list, it was okay. You can't please everybody. So they're trying to touch all the eras, but they're playing like a song off one of the last 2 albums. Who gives a fuck about that? And they throw in, Heaven's on Fire and... they're going to touch on the 80s, of course, right? So that you can nitpick on
Lick it up!
Yeah, you can nitpick on the set list all day long. I don't really care that much about that. But it's just, you can clearly see they're past it. Like, they went too long, I think. Because that's why they have to bombard you with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you really look at it, Paul flies to the back for Love Gun. Check. Seen that a million fucking times.
Yeah.
Gene flies up to the top to spit blood for God of Thunder. Check. Seen that a million times. Tommy Thayer shoots rockets out of his guitar, which Ace Frehley invented, I might add. Check. Check. It's all the fucking same. It's same shit, different pile. Yeah. That's all it is. The only thing different, at least different to me, I don't know if they've done this before, is Eric Singer came out and sang Beth actually played the piano.
Okay.
I thought that was kind of different. Yeah. Even though I think Beth and Shock Me are out of bounds. These are songs that are associated with those people, not those characters.
Right.
They shouldn't be doing those fucking songs, I think. However, it was different, and I thought that was kind of cool.
I come from a different place where I was a huge Kiss fan, but never got to see them until the reunion.
Me too.
But I did get to see them then.
Yep.
And then I saw them with my kid a couple years ago. And it was great.
I was with you.
Exactly. And it was great. But I don't think there needs to be this big final closure to this band. I think this band has been final closing for 10 years.
Right.
And was it a big draw to me, like, to make sure that I got to see this event? No.
What should have happened was Bruce Kulick and that band he put together for the Kiss Cruise should have opened the show and played all that 80s shit, and I mean shit.
Just to be clear.
And the Ace Frehley band should have opened too. I realize Ace is never going to do that, but that would have been cool.
You know what would have been
cool? As
cool?
a Kiss fan, because he's not going to play with Kiss, so having them open the show would have been awesome, even though there's no way that's happening.
You know what it should have been done, in my humble opinion?
No.
Is the last Kiss tour should have been Gene, Paul, Ace, and
Eric Singer. Yes.
That is the way they should go out. I know it's too late, but in my mind, this is the way I would love to see it. And if I don't get to see that, I don't think I'm going to spend the money to go and see the last hurrah from Gene and Paul.
Right.
Not going to do it.
And I'm hardcore, so I could get sucked into a lot of things, as you know. And I'm thinking I might go to that. Mm-hmm. But after seeing the footage, it's just a different variation of the same show.
Yeah.
Like Motley Crue, when they ended with The End, that show blows this show away in my mind. It looks cooler. There's more variety in it.
Yeah.
Right? It's got the roller coaster drum solo. I mean, this thing was unreal.
Yeah.
I challenge anybody to say that show is not better than this one. It is. Yeah. I don't care how much shit you blow up.
Yeah.
And they had no video. Zero. There's no big video screen.
Right.
The stage was incredible, man. They just waited too long. They're going to go out with a bang. They just waited too long to do the bang.
Yeah. 10 years too long.
I mean, in my mind, they should have ended with Ace and Peter in 2002.
Yeah, 16 years.
But again, we've had this conversation before. Who are we to tell Gene and Paul to stop? But even without Ace and Peter, they still went too far.
Yeah.
They went too long.
Yeah.
Like Gene's oozing out of that thing.
Yeah, I know.
He can hardly move.
I know.
Okay, this Ace Gene thing.
Yeah.
It just makes me sad as a Kiss fan, first and foremost, that these guys, especially Gene, he's using the same talking points he's been using for years against Ace and Peter. We get it. They were fuck-ups and you got tired of it, I know. But Ace has been sober for over a decade, right? So here's what he says. Ace and Peter have gotten 3 chances. They were in and out of the band, fired 3 times for drugs, alcohol, behavior, being unprofessional. So the short answer is we'd love to have Ace and Peter join us here and there. And if they don't, it's not going to be because of us. See, they want the fucking out.
Yeah. They want to say, you know what, it's not our decision. They just didn't want to do it. Yeah,
right.
Fuck, I hate that.
But they're never going to be in Kiss again. Okay, fine. Would we welcome Ace and Peter to jump on stage for a song or two? Of course. Could we depend on Ace or Peter to pull off a full set every night? Not in your fucking life. Fine, Peter Criss could never drum a whole show. He's too old, he can't do it, and that's fine.
Yeah, he was the oldest guy in the band anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ace could do it, right? But what's he supposed to do?
12 years sober.
He's supposed to show up in the makeup with another guy with the makeup?
Yeah.
This is not happening.
No.
It's not going to happen.
But they know this. Like,
right.
These are not dumb guys.
It's a weasel out.
They go, what's the best way we can kind of get out of this situation and still keeping faith in our face, you know?
Here's Ace's rebuttal.
Right on. Yeah,
right?
Go. Yeah.
Gene, your memory is incorrect. I was never fired from Kiss. I quit twice of my own free will because you and Paul are control freaks. No doubt about that.
Quitting Kiss. So this is a guy that is quitting Kiss. Like, just put that in parentheses.
But
that's how hard, that must not have been, I mean, that's a big deal.
But
right?
the second time you wonder, he was just quitting before they fired him. They're control freaks, untrustworthy, and too difficult to work with. Well, I'm sure they would say the same about him.
Totally.
And I can wrap my head around that.
Yeah.
They say he's cost him millions of dollars talking about him being a drunk, and he hasn't drank in 12 years. So he's saying it's costing him gigs because people think he's unreliable. Mm-hmm. That's not cool. He goes, I've tried to be nice and friendly by inviting you and Paul to perform on my past albums, but today's comments made me realize you're just an asshole and a sex addict who's being sued by multiple women, and you're trying to sweep it under the carpet. Well, what I read into that, though, them being on his albums, yes, that helps Ace just as much as it helps them. So that's a moot point for me. Mm-hmm. And then he gets into, apparently Gene groped his wife and propositioned her during one of these vault experiences.
And this is recent.
I don't want to get into that because I don't know what happened there. I have no idea.
But just put it in a timeline that's not something that happened 15, 20 years ago.
Yes.
That happened last year what Ace is saying.
Yes.
Which is unbelievable.
Yes.
That he would say that if there was no merit to that at all.
Could that have happened?
Yeah. Absolutely. It could have happened.
I'd like to hear Gene's side of that, but it doesn't surprise me.
I don't think
much.
you'll ever hear from Gene's side on that.
Apparently his wife wanted to sue, but Ace said no. Okay, so Ace closes with this little nugget. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Without a complete and heartfelt apology, an offer to give me my old job back, and removing Tommy from the throne I created. This next bit's in all caps, by the way. You ready? The shit will hit the fan and there'll be no stopping it. It's on! Exclamation point. Now, my immediate thought is, don't go on a rant and then ask for your old job back. That feels a little weak. And my other thought was, the shit'll hit the fan and there'll be no stopping it. It sounds like he maybe has something else to say. He's holding off, like he's threatening somebody. So it just bums me out as a Kiss fan. And Gene started it going down that same old tired road that they're drunks and drug addicts again, and they haven't been for years. It's just a bummer.
It's that last line of the shit's going to hit the fan that...
What does that mean,
that boggles my mind. Like, I don't think he thinks he's going to get his old job back.
That's not happening.
He knows that.
Yeah.
They know that. So that's besides the point.
That ship has sailed.
The last part of that.
Yeah.
With the shit's going to hit the fan if I don't get a heartfelt apology, and which ain't going to happen. And I'm sure he knows Gene better than any of us will ever possibly know from reading any sort of amount of books and whatever.
That's right. But it's bitter and it's ugly, right? Like, you want that last show to be Madison Square Garden. Everybody who's ever been in the band is there and it's all kumbaya, but this is clearly not happening.
Clearly not that.
Well, who knows? You never know. I mean, this tour is going to go on for at least 2 years. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've covered Kiss for this podcast.
We've covered Kiss. Kiss is out. What's in?
It's now time for the Beer, Rum, and Rock and Roll documentary review. Ba-da! The documentary we're going to review is the Neil Zlozower rock photographer documentary called In Your Face.
In Your Face.
Dude. Okay, you go first. What did you think?
First off, I'm a big fan of rock photography. As a classic rock fan, I was Circus Magazine hit parader,
Yep.
all the essentials.
Yep.
Getting the best information you can about the bands you loved, right? So we knew this guy, but never did I think there'd be a documentary out on him.
Right.
And when I first started watching it, man, it was so fast. It was just crazy fast. And it's so much to take in it, but this guy's body of work is just ridiculous.
It really is. Yeah.
So you watch this show,
Yep.
and you're seeing some iconic bits and pieces of photo shoots and conversations about this guy and how he got into the business, any way he could, because he had a passion for what he does. And a passion for music, and he married the two. And it tells that story perfectly. I love that. I love the behind the scenes in a kind of an honest form. And he had a lot of guys that came on camera and talked about their experiences as a rock photographer, which you got to know. These guys are musicians, kids, punks, whatever. They're not models. They don't know what they're doing.
No.
What they know how to do is go on stage and fucking make loud racket and make everybody happy.
And let's face it, these bands are drunk and high at all those photo shoots.
And you're right. And you're dealing with a ragtag that don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they're not even in a place that they could even comprehend what they're doing, let alone you dictating what they should be doing. Fuck, it would have been an absolute nightmare. The thing that really blew my mind, not getting into the film, but just at the end, just to see how many bands and artists that he's shot is rock encyclopedia from A to Z.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable body of work.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it was a fun watch, and it's just a cool thing as a rock fan because that's all we had, back in the day. We didn't have social media with a bunch of photos that you could, instant access to these bands. We got publications with a photographer shooting film, and you stare at them for hours and hours and hours and just go, that's a rock star.
Right. He really captured that for sure.
Totally did.
Yeah.
This shows you what kind of cat this guy is.
Right.
And all that comes with it. Family and other things that they get into on this. I could have used a little less of that and more on just what he did, because That's why I'm watching it, right?
Right.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. That's pretty good.
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Because I was there and I watched it and it was quick because of the pace. It was great.
Right.
Killer. You.
Same thing for me, man. Well, we have the same kind of background. I looked at all these magazines, Cream, Hit Parader, Circus, Rock Scene, whatever. And you start geeking out and looking at the little name. So you'd see Ross Halfin and Lynn Goldsmith and Neil Preston and all these guys. Yeah. And ZLOZ, he was on a lot of the stuff we dug, right?
And easy to see because his name was just so weird.
Right.
You wouldn't forget that. You'd forget Preston before you'd forget Zlozower.
That's right. Yes, definitely.
So you saw him a lot more, it seems.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for me, I just thought this guy, he was a rock star without being in a band. That was clear. Like he partied as hard as these guys. He was a rock star behind the camera. And like you said, he loved that world and wanted to be that, but he wasn't. So this is the next best thing. I was jealous. This would be an awesome job if you're into music.
Right.
He's right fucking there.
Yeah.
I love that about his shots. I know there's a zoom lens and all that stuff, but he was right in there. He's not taking a shot from the back of the room. On the live stuff I'm talking about. He was right fucking in there, and his shots are unreal. Incredible. Yeah, he snuck into a Zeppelin show when he was 15 or whatever it was.
Yeah, but you got to know that at that time, I mean, back to the technique of this kid. I mean, he had an eye early because you see some of these iconic Jimmy Page photos and stuff.
Yeah,
where he came across as a seasoned pro, and people are looking at his stuff like this. You did this. I love that. I love those stories because the guy has a talent that was just in him.
Yeah,
from the beginning. Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have to work at it, it seems. He's natural.
He didn't seem to even know he had it.
No.
He's like, oh, you like that? Like,
yeah.
Right?
Right. I was just there because I'm a fan.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Another thing that's really evident is this is not a guy who, excuse me, can you please stick your chin out a little bit more? This is not him.
Yeah.
Stick your fucking chin out. Like he is like aggressive.
Yeah.
And I think these guys like that.
Yeah.
Like he knew what he wanted, but they hated him at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Bossing him around and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why there's the book. Everybody's giving him the finger, right? That's where that came from.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, appropriately titled.
There's a lot of great stuff in here.
Everybody in there is giving him the finger.
Yeah.
Right?
They all know him.
Yeah.
They all love him. I mean, he's everywhere, right? And they wanted him.
That's right. And you touched on this a bit, and I feel what you're saying. Like, I realize they're trying to paint a portrait of a man from A to Z. But I don't care that he likes to cook. I don't care that he likes cars, and I don't care that he likes animals. Because it takes up time. He could be talking about how high Nikki Sixx was when he did the blood sessions for Shout at the Devil.
Just his own feeling of how high Nikki Sixx was would have been a good gauge. Like, was he at a 10?
That's what I want. I wanted more.
Yeah.
I guess that's not a put down of a doc when you want more of it, but I did. I wanted more of that.
Well,
more.
When it comes to a doc, it's why you're watching it. What's the reason why this doc is important? Is it because I want to know more about Neil ZLOZ?
Yes.
Or do I want to know about what he did?
It's a fine line. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most people would say, I want to know what he did rather than what kind of guy he was.
Again, this is a good problem to have in a doc. I just wanted more of it. So I wanted more interviews. Where's Nikki Sixx, for example? Talking about, like, he shot, here's a whole book on Motley Crue. Where are they?
Yeah.
This is all I'm saying.
Didn't they show like a couple photos?
Yeah, but where are they in an interview is all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
If you're into rock music, this is a fascinating take on a guy who's been there, had the passion for it, and you can see the passion in his photos.
Yeah.
You want to look at a couple?
Sure.
Speaking of this book, I flagged a couple. Like you mentioned staring at stuff. Like this kind of stuff. I stared at for fucking hours looking at this kind of stuff, right? Like, because Kiss was no more. This took over for Kiss, right? For me.
This was a second coming.
Oh, yeah. Shout at the Devil was the second coming. I mean, it's just awesome, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What else? I mean, I know there's a zoom lens, but look where he is for that shot.
Right.
He's there.
Yeah.
Capturing that. That's Vince Neil, Theater of Pain.
No, and Vince is doing it to the camera. You know, they all knew him, so they partied it up for him, which is,
Oh, yes.
believe me, he's the only guy getting that shot.
Where is he for this one?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I have no idea.
Tommy Lee's upside fucking down. Okay.
Yeah.
A whole book of shots he did of Eddie Van Halen.
Right.
This, okay, live great. This also great. Like, look at that moment. Eddie's working on his fucking guitar. This is incredible.
He's so comfortable around the bands that he's not even there for them.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's where you get this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps about a photo.
Yeah.
You're right. You nailed it. Exactly. And again, we'll just keep going with Van Halen because he shot a lot of.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, this is rehearsals for Van Halen too. Look at that. Ross got the busted foot. I mean, there's a lot going on in that photo. A lot of beer cans, I might add.
For sure.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. No, there's some really classic rehearsal photos that he has that you can see in his stuff. Yeah.
I remember seeing that in a guitar magazine and staring at all those guitars like, get it? Axe, huh?
Get it. I get it. The pink jumpsuit had me, though.
Oh, he can pull it off.
Yeah, totally. He did.
Okay, one more. It's hard to beat Roth, Us Festival, in the assless shaps. Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, man, it puts you there.
This guy, his timing, and it's all going on fast. Like, these guys are running around and doing their shit.
That's right.
He's not going 3, 2, 1, click.
Yeah.
You know, he got this time down. This guy just knows when to press that button. Cool. Our review is done.
Yes.
We both love it. Thumbs up.
Okay, I'd like to talk about a book I just read about a drummer named Kenny Arnoff. Does this ring a bell?
Never heard of him.
No? Yeah, whatever. Are you picking up on my sarcasm?
He's played with everybody.
Yeah. Now, even if you don't know who he is, I fucking guarantee you've heard him drum.
Oh, I know.
Guaranteed.
For sure.
Right?
Everybody and anybody listening to this, you've heard this guy drum.
Yes.
For sure.
It's a really good book, man. And you don't have to know who he is even to enjoy this book. I mean, the foreword is by Neil Peart. So that should tell you something.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little background without giving away the whole book.
Okay.
But he's an identical twin, which I didn't know until I read the book.
Okay, interesting.
And both these kids are hyper as fuck. Anyway, Kenny channels this into drumming after he sees the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. I mean, how many times have we heard that?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, flash forward. John Cougar, not Mellencamp yet, needs a drummer. So he's having auditions. Kenny auditions, gets the gig. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Till he gets fired twice.
Fired?
Yep. Gets fired for being late for rehearsal. You're gone. Talks his way back in. Right?
Yeah.
Second time.
Sounds familiar.
This one's a little more involved. Second time, they're rehearsing for John's newest album, Nothing Matters and What If It Did. Had that hit, It's All Right, Hold Tight. Ain't even done with the night.
Right, okay. Yeah,
Did I need to sing there? That was fucking scary.
Lovely. I'm going to accompany that.
Anyways.
Next time I have a guitar right here. Just we
right.
can do a little kumbaya.
We can just start something, start jamming. Anyway, they're rehearsing for that album, and Kenny's not getting it. Why? Because his whole career he's playing jazz fusion, prog rock. He's not straight ahead drummer guy.
Right.
Fills.
Boring.
Too many fills.
Yeah.
He hasn't got the straight drumming thing down. So Steve Cropper, who's producing it, I'm sure you know that name.
Yeah, for sure.
Booker T, fucking Otis Redding, Wilson Pickett, and he's in the Blues Brothers band. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, for
He's
sure.
producing the album. He goes, yeah, you're not getting it, man. You got to go. He's going to get session guys in. Kenny freaks. He's like, no. I'm not leaving this fucking band. I'm not leaving. Here's what's going to happen. This guy is fucking determined. Here's what's going to happen. For free, I'm hanging out, sleeping on the couch, and I'm a sponge everything I can get out of these 2 session drummers, and I'm going to fucking change the way I drum.
Interesting.
That's exactly what he did. And John's like, this guy is for real. Like that kind of determination he respected.
I think any band would appreciate anybody going to those extra lengths to
totally, right?
want to be there, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like he wasn't a capable drummer. He just didn't have the feel.
He didn't have the feel at all.
Right.
So he's not on that album.
Right.
It says Kenny Arnoff vibes. That's what it says on the album.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Okay. Flash forward. Now he's proven himself. He's in the band. Now they're doing American Fool.
Right.
John's breakthrough.
Yeah,
Jack and
huge
Diane.
record. Yeah.
And that drum fill, that famous drum fill. Now he's in the band. The rest is history. Here's a list, just a partial list of people this guy's worked with. Are you ready?
This will be a long list, just so you know.
I'll say it fast. Johnny Cash, Ray Charles, Joe Cocker, Alice Cooper, Bob Dylan, John Fogerty, Waylon Jennings, Elton John, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Mellencamp, of course, Willie Nelson, Rolling Stones, Santana, Bob Seger, Smashing Pumpkins, Rod Stewart. And this is a fraction of the people he's worked with.
And the genres are so incredibly diverse.
Exactly.
This guy, obviously, he knew he had it in him.
Yep.
He just wanted a couple days around it to get immersed in it.
I mean, that kind of drive is admirable, man.
This book sounds like a really must-read.
It is really good.
Yeah. Drummers don't get enough respect in a lot of ways. They're odd, but you get the odd one, like you're saying, Neil Peart with the foreword on this book. There's like these high-class drummers, but there's minuscule amounts compared to guitar players and maybe vocalists and stuff like that. Even bass players, we can get into that later, but this is an extraordinarily gifted musician.
He really is.
To do all that.
Yeah.
And for them to want him to be a part of that.
Exactly. The respect is huge, right?
Right. Because there's a handful. But when you're the guy, you're the guy.
And this isn't a book about road stories, banging groupies and hanging. And this is not that. That's part of it, but it's reflective and stuff too.
It's about the craft, right?
Yeah, and I was going to say that too. It's not. He's not bogging you down with what a paradiddle is and all that. It's not that either.
Right.
I think a paradiddle last night at about 3 a.m.
Oh my God! I got a diddle now.
What was I saying?
I don't know. Sorry.
It's not just about that. It's about his life and how that world, going out in the road and all that, it's hard. So his relationships suffered incredibly, right? So he finally figured out, I got to channel all that energy that I'm putting into my career into this other thing. Otherwise my life is going to fucking unravel, right? So he ended up doing that, which is cool. Yeah, he's just an awesome character, man.
I think in those worlds, man, balance is much needed.
Balance is a good word.
Balance is much needed for everybody, man, whether you're a photographer or you're a drummer or you're a vocalist or whatever, right?
Yeah.
This is hard living.
That's right.
It ain't easy.
Well, you're on the road all the time, man. Yeah.
But this guy playing with all those cats, he's living out of a suitcase.
Yes.
Because he's on demand. Like, he is on demand.
What do you think about this? Yeah, we fantasize it'd be great to be in a band, Van Halen or whatever, which would be awesome. But it'd be also awesome to get to play with all those people. That's something. Like, that would be cool in its own, right? Think of the people he's met in his life and played with. That would almost be as cool, in a way. No?
I think it's more cool.
Well, there you go.
In every sense of the word, because he's not in a box. He is able to play with Willie Nelson one day and then go and play with the Smashing Pumpkins. Like,
that's right.
They're worlds apart.
Exactly.
Worlds apart. Like, drumming is not an easy thing.
Exactly.
Like, there's just something where you got to get all your appendages working in sync. It's a power. It's an exceptional ability that just you feel it. And if he has the ability, which obviously he does, to play with all those cats, to feel something in all different genres, man, a cat is just out of this world.
Yeah, he's in
right?
demand for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's called Sex, Drums, and Rock and Roll. Hey, makes sense. I highly recommend it, man. It's not new. It's been out for at least a year. I'm a little behind on it, but hey, it's new to me. And it's, thumbs up, man. Check it out.
I'll be checking it out,
Okay,
man.
dude.
Cool.
Okay. I want to talk about a band we both love. And we've talked about them on a previous podcast, Rival Sons.
Right.
The reason I want to talk about them again is their new album is out called Feral Roots.
Album review.
Yes, the Beer, Rum, and Rock and Roll album review. Thank you.
Perfect.
What'd you think of the album, man? You've listened to it, yes?
I listened to it once.
Okay.
Okay, I knew I was getting into here because I love the band,
Right.
and they've pretty much stuck to the course, and that's what I'm expecting, and they didn't disappoint. I mean,
Right.
they are such a great sounding band.
Yeah.
To me.
Oh,
love
I
'em.
agree.
And from the first track where they got this ambient guitar kind of, it's like a warm-up thing kind of rolling into this track.
Yes.
It puts you into that. It puts you into that space. You're right away. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm feeling part of
Right.
it. I'm feeling part of it. And then boop. Yeah, I'm right into this. And
Yes.
vocals so up front. Everything sounds congruent. Like they're just a band that has a sound, and they know it, man. And they work on this,
Yeah.
and they sound amazing. And the guitar player has this tone. Sounds a bit produced to me, to my ear,
Yep.
but something's still sucking me into this
That's
guy,
right.
man. And if you see him visually, he's got something going on.
Oh,
there,
yeah, it
dude.
is. Yep.
Right. It's a package deal, a rock package. Like this is a rock band.
Yeah.
With a rock record. Sounds amazing.
It does.
I love it, man.
I mean, they've got style for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it too. I was thinking, I've listened to it a few times. I'm with you, man. This band's awesome, and the album is awesome.
It is.
But what really hit me right away, Greta Van Fleet popped into my head.
Them again.
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 Now.
Fuck.
And the reason they did was I couldn't help but think, Rival Sons has been at it for a decade. And here comes Greta Van Fleet, 20 years old, fucking ripping off Zeppelin to a T on every TV show, on every magazine. Rival Sons, they could go down one of two roads. They can either get bitter about that shit, like, fuck these guys, this is bullshit, or do what I think they did, make an incredible album that Greta Van Fleet wishes they would have fucking made. Because that's what this sounds like to me. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're looking for a replacement for Plant and Page in 2019, look no further. Because there's Zeppelin touches of it in this album everywhere, but not a parody, not a ripoff. You agree?
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah.
You're speaking to the choir again.
I know. That's what I love about it. It mixes the kick-ass rockin' tunes, like Do Your Worst, Back to the Woods, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then that Zeppelin-esque kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And a little bit of soul. There's gospel singers on it. Like, these guys are unreal. Like, they're really good.
Yeah, and they're original.
Yes.
This is the key words to me with this band when I hear them, is that the music that they write, the way they sound, the characters in the band, they have a thing that's completely original to them. And if you listen to it,
really
you're not
do.
going to go, oh, that's this.
Yeah.
That's them from this era. No, that ain't the case.
Yes.
That's Rival Sons.
They really do have a sound.
Yeah.
Man, I love that singer.
Yeah.
And on the upside, too, in terms of their catalog, I would say this album is the least easily digestible. And that's a good thing. Like, this is going to take repeated listens to really fully absorb it, and I think that's good. It feels like a special album, and I really hope that, it breaks them through. Because, man, they deserve it. They're really good.
Yeah. Did you catch that? There's a video of them at Muscle Shoals.
Yeah.
I think in the B room.
Yeah, that's good, hey?
And they're having a little chat. I mean, the singer, he's got rock star on him. You know, he comes in with a big jacket.
That's
it's
right.
just like, oh yeah, you're just going, oh yeah, you are flamboyant and eccentric and everything that should be in a front man.
Yes.
And they did Wild Horses.
That's right. I did see that.
Yeah.
Really good.
In their way.
Yeah.
You know, that's a tune that really, at the heart of it, you only want to hear one way.
Right.
Really? I'm good with the Stones.
Of course.
Right? Good there.
Yeah.
They did it their way.
I agree.
Right?
Because
I felt that from that watching that. Go ahead. You tell me.
No, I thought the same thing. Wild Horses? Mm-hmm. Fuck, how many times have I heard that? And then they cut into it, and I thought, wow, they're doing it justice. It was really good.
In a wild horses couldn't drag me away. In a wild horses couldn't drag me away.
This band is rock and roll, man, and
they really are.
Check it out. Buy the record and enjoy it, right?
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah. Thumbs
Awesome.
up all around.
Artist Spotlight time.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay, this is our opportunity to talk about a band that we love that just doesn't get their due.
Right.
Or maybe people don't even know who they are, which I find
possible.
amazing, but it's possible. Mm-hmm. Today, my selection is Gov't Mule.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for a jam band.
Right.
And this is what this band is to me.
Yep, definitely.
You know, a 3-minute song is 12 minutes.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Because these guys just play so amazing and just get caught up in the moment. And it's like we ramble on conversations.
Yes.
It just goes and goes and goes, but it's got this arcs and places it goes to.
Yep.
Which is what I love about this kind of music. And Gov't Mule
Right.
just captures this, you know.
Yeah.
But a 3-piece at the start with this band.
Which is cool. Yeah.
Covering that sound, they all got their space, and they got this guy, Alan Woody.
Yeah.
It's Woody Allen backwards. I mean, you can't forget it, right? You can't forget this guy.
I never thought of that.
He unfortunately passed away in 2000 when they were just kind of cranking it up.
Yeah.
Sad. Amazing bass player.
Yeah.
He's got all the space in the world in a 3-piece.
Yeah.
Him and the drummer and they're both unique in their own ways. We were talking drummers earlier. This guy.
Yeah.
I mean, when you watch him play, and most of their videos, they don't have like rock videos. They got live concert videos.
Tons of concert
that's
stuff.
what they are,
Yep.
right? They are a live band.
You bet.
And you watch him play, and it seems so easy
Yeah.
and so relaxed and effortless. But the groove and the feel and the way he's using the cowbell or this or that is just so part of what they do.
Yes.
It's just awesome. And then you got Warren Haynes.
Yeah, he's a hack.
I mean, he joined Allman Brothers for the reunion. He's no slouch.
He's
and
awesome,
what
yeah.
a voice. And we had Marcus King. We were talking about Marcus King on a
Sure.
previous podcast,
Yeah.
a younger kind of version. But
Yeah.
that was him back in the 90s. You
That's
know?
right.
That's who he was.
Yep.
And he got together with 2 great guys,
Yeah.
and they started writing music. And I mean, you go back to that first stuff, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And they've
Really
got
is.
like 9 records and countless EPs, and all their live recordings are available for purchase through their website. And just going back to value added with this band,
Right.
is there's a documentary, and it's called Low Rising, or
Right.
Rising Low. I can't remember. Low Rising or Rising Low, one of those.
One of those, sure.
And it's a documentary of the recording of a 2 CD package they put out in honor of Alan Woody.
Right.
And they had
Right.
25 amazing bass players that were connected to him, or he either
Right.
loved or they loved him.
This sounds familiar.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we're talking Flea. We're talking John Entwistle.
Right.
We're talking Bootsy Collins. We're talking
Right.
like,
I think Jason Newsted was in there too.
and Newstead was in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
There's a bunch.
Yeah.
You know, the guy
Yeah.
the bass player from Fish is the guy that filmed this.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it's his production.
All right.
It's a really good watch because bass doesn't get his due either. You know, typically that's the running joke of the band is who's the bass player, right?
Yeah, right.
Check them out.
It's
you know?
crazy.
I think we should throw to one of their videos, and I think the one we should
Sure.
watch is 1995 with Alan Woody playing bass, just the 3-piece,
Right on.
Warren and Neil, on Conan O'Brien in 1995.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Where's my mule? Where's my funny kiss? Where's my dreams? Mr. Emancipator. To live this way, might as well meet my maker. Where's my mule? Where's my mule?
A co-worker of mine, Brett Miles, hit me to this band. Like, I knew who Warren was from the Allman Brothers, but
Right.
Government Mule wasn't really on my radar. He lent me a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, where the fuck was I? This is incredible stuff. I mean, it's just so good. And they're one of those bands that flies under the radar, but they have a massive hardcore following.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I mean with these
they,
fans. Yeah.
They speak to their audience, and that's enough. They don't care if they're on the fucking radio, you know, that kind of thing. They don't care.
No.
And they do interesting things. Like, I know they did like Dark Side of the Moon in its entirety. Let's do that. Like, they do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Put their own spin on it. It's really cool what they do.
What they've transitioned to now, too, is that they got a keys player, plays keys in the band.
Okay.
So you got like a Whirly Rhodes kind of vibe mixed in. And they got some massive dudes playing that stuff too. That
Yeah.
you just can't go wrong listening to this band. And if you don't hear the beauty in it, you are cray on the Ray, man. Like it's just not that simple.
There it is again.
It is.
Yeah.
That's twice.
I mean, Allman Brothers don't exist anymore, but Warren Haynes, I mean, he does Allman Brothers, Government Mule, and his solo stuff. I mean, this guy, well, he's the focus of that band. Whatever he does is worth checking out, period.
Yeah.
Okay, my entry in the Beer, Rum, and Rock and Roll Artist Spotlight is a band out of New Jersey. What? You know who it is? No.
Fuck, of course I know who it is, man. Fucking Bon Jovi, man.
Oh my God. You could not be further from the truth.
You know I'm right. Okay, just give me the lowdown on Bon Jovi. Come on, bring it to me.
Well, I first looked into Jovi's eyes back in '83. No, it is not Bon
Okay.
Jovi.
All right, I digress.
And it's not Bruce or the E Street Band.
Okay.
Oh, man. A band called Monster Magnet.
Yeah, right.
I love this band.
What's their genre? I'm gonna let you go,
Well,
but
I don't like
it's
it.
like skate. What is it?
They're labeled as stoner rock.
Stoner rock. That's what it was.
Which is so fucking limiting. They kind of started out that way. I don't know if people know what stoner rock is. It's tuned down guitars and really kind of trudgy, like Sabbath, only more Sabbathy than Sabbath. That's kind of what stoner rock is like.
right.
They're way more than that. Way more. They're led by a guy named Dave Weindorf. And he is the visionary, primary songwriter, leader of this band.
Okay.
There's been 12 members in and out of this band over the
Interesting.
years.
Okay. Yeah.
He is the band.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who's with him, that vision stays
Right.
strong. He's awesome. Started out in '91, touring with Soundgarden.
Shitty tour.
Yeah, shitty tour, yeah. Yeah, sure, we'll back you up, no problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Leads to a major label debut.
As it should, man. Like if you
Yeah.
got a good opening act,
Yeah, we should.
fuck, you get those people excited about your music. Fuck,
Totally.
perfect. Yeah. Get it.
Called Super Judge. They weren't on my radar yet.
No, I mean
I'm not alone.
No.
It went nowhere. Next album, a little better, called Dopes to Infinity. This is when I got interested. I saw the video for Negasonic Teenage Warhead. You wrap your head around that song title?
Yeah.
it didn't really go anywhere either. So Dave's like, okay, fuck it. This is it. I'm moving to Vegas and I'm going to write the Breakthrough album. And he fucking did it.
Wow.
Power Trip. You know this album?
Yeah, well, I think that's probably where the first hit came from.
Oh, this album is wall to wall, I like to say.
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal. The big
Surprising that Vegas would inspire that.
Yeah. Hey, whatever works.
I'm sure it can inspire a lot of things.
Whatever
over there.
works.
Yeah.
Well, when you see the video for the lead single, Space Lord, shot in Vegas, you'll realize why it worked.
Who didn't see that?
Oh, my God.
Space Lord, mother.
Still cool, man. To see see him in that '78 Trans Am with Twiggy Ramirez from Manson's band, cruising down the strip, and chicks and pyro and
hooky as hell.
Oh, just fantastic. But the whole album is great. So that was basically the peak of their powers. After that, they released an album called God Says No, which is fucking awesome in my mind, but it took a major dip.
Yeah.
And then the next album, another dip.
Yeah.
Well, what ended up happening was, after that big success of Power Trip and it started to go downhill, they just packed up and went to Europe.
Yeah.
Where they could draw a crowd there.
Yeah.
And they just basically stayed there.
The sad state of affairs of rock and roll in North America, man.
Yep, totally is.
Rock music is still alive and strong over there. But here it's an education.
It really is.
We need to educate.
Hey, you go where the people like you. And that's the end of that.
Right.
I don't know why they couldn't get traction over here because you will not hear a better rock band. These guys are phenomenal. Yeah. So they release an album I love too in 2004, Monolithic Baby. Awesome. They do a cover, full circle, of a David Gilmour song off his first solo album called There's No Way Out of Here. And I'm like, how fucking, nobody knows what that song is.
That's why they probably love it.
Exactly. And that's why I loved it. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So a major hiccup in the road was 2006 and Dave Weindorf ODs on prescription drugs.
Fucking prescription drugs, man.
Dude, terrible. Anyway, the press release reads as follows. The battle with one's inner demons is the most personal fight any of us can undertake. The fight is at times lonely, confusing journey. Dave Weindorf suffered a setback in his own fight and was hospitalized for a drug overdose. We're all confident that Dave will rebound from this and continue to play and make great rock and roll. And he fucking did. 2007, they released Four-Way Diablo. What a great fucking album title that is. And they do another interesting cover. The album's great. Of the Stones song, 2,000 Light Years from Home. They do a cover of that. Fucking wicked. Just awesome.
Huh.
And then there's a string of albums, man. I'm talking Mastermind in 2010. Last Patrol, 2013. These are all good albums, by the way. There's none of these that are, that sucked. And in 2013, they come back to North America for the first time in, count 'em, 10 years.
Oh, fuck.
Like, what?
Yeah.
You're from New Jersey and haven't played North America in 10 years. That just shows how fucking lame we are sometimes over here.
When you think that the populace is here.
Right.
But rock is king over there.
But we're over here, we're too caught up in the flavor of the fucking week. That's the problem.
We were talking about hit records earlier. Obviously, you and I kind of gravitate to more of a complete picture of a band that drives us. You know?
That band's going to go where the dough is. Like, they were big in Germany. Well, let's fucking play Germany.
Hey, man. Right? And who wouldn't want to be in a band that just wants to play in front of the people that fucking appreciate the fucking effort you're putting into it?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. It just sucks because, you know, they're not playing here. So I finally got a chance to see these guys. And I couldn't have been happier.
Right.
So my buddy Dave from Vancouver phones me out of the blue. And he says, and I quote, if you could see any band right now that you haven't seen, who would it be?
You hadn't seen them yet?
No.
You've never seen them?
No.
Okay.
I say without hesitation, Monster Magnet. He goes, guess who's playing on your birthday, October 9th, at the Commodore Ballroom in Vancouver?
What a venue that is, too. Yeah.
Monster Magnet? He goes, yeah. So I flew there and saw Monster Magnet. And it was fucking awesome,
I'm
man.
sure it was,
It was a bucket list. Okay, so Monster Magnet. Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. This sums up this fucking band for me.
Right.
Their latest album, released last year.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the title? It's called Mindfucker. I mean, you don't care about radio.
Yeah.
You don't care about anything when you're calling your album Mindfucker.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
What's their lead single? Mindfucker. What's the video we're going to throw to right now?
Yeah.
Mindfucker.
Oh, my mind's been fucked.
I mean, how awesome is this band?
Yeah.
Please.
Attitude, man. Attitude.
Oh.
From the get-go. From the get-go. Vision, attitude, and the ability to pull it off. Fucking right.
Like, if you like rock music and don't like this band, you're not wired right.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I think for both our submissions tonight, if you don't get it, you're not wired right.
And I can't imagine two bands that are more polar opposite. Like,
agreed.
Right?
And this is the weird thing is that you got to understand that when we came into this with Artist Spotlight, we had no idea
absolutely no
which band we were going to talk about. So
No.
I didn't let Randy know who I was going to talk about, and he didn't let me know.
You could have talked about Duran Duran for all I know.
Could have. I don't know. I'd never. No, fucking not going to happen. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to do this from time to time. We're going to have an artist spotlight, and we're just going to come from our own place.
Yeah.
If you know it, great. If you don't know it, even better, because that's what this is about, is we want to kind of let you experience some music that you just might not have been on your radar, because radar is a hard thing to get.
Totally.
Nowadays. It's a very busy pool, and rock music tends to be at the bottom for some strange reason, which I fucking hate.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that some new bands are doing it, some old bands that need to be respected. This is part of the deal. So
yeah, and just briefly back to Monster Magnet. Also part of this segment, I feel, is if you think, oh, I've heard of Monster Magnet, they have that song Space Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
and
they
it's
do.
a great song.
Yeah.
But there's 100 other ones.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's part of it as well.
And these are bands that continue to make a lot of music.
Yeah.
And continue to make a lot of music.
Exactly.
It's not like, oh, fuck, we fizzled. Fuck, we're done. That's not part of the deal.
Oh, they're still around?
Right? Like,
yeah.
Both bands that we talked about tonight, body of work, pretty massive.
Yeah.
Dedication to the craft.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Do we fucking love rock and roll?
Yeah, we do.
You bet your fucking ass we do. I think it's a good way to cap it off. My rum is getting very low. We're on Instagram now.
Yep.
So we're going to throw some photos up, and some fun photos we find, you know,
bet.
dedicated to rock and roll. We'll probably throw them up there. We're also going to promote our new episodes on there. Follow us, be engaged that way.
Yep.
Obviously, we're on iTunes for traditional podcasts, Spreaker, and YouTube. For if you want to see our ugly faces.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
We're wearing hats tonight. It's a little chilly
everywhere.
where we are right now, so it's good. But
I was having a bad hair day, so I thought I'd turn the cap on.
I see. Randy didn't shower today. That's what that says. That's what it says, stinking up the joint.
Yeah.
But cheers to those who are watching. Cheers to those who will start watching. Beer, rum, and rock and roll.
Cheers, buddy.
As it should be.
All right.
Cheers. We'll talk to you soon.
Peace out.